Word list 8. Communal. His paintings depict the communal cultural experiences of Mexican-descended people in the U.S. Fragile. His muscle fibers were short and fragile. Agile. The leader of a country needs an agile mind to solve sophisticated problems. Competence. By the age of 3, the babies will be well on their way to communicative competence. Lettuce. Please buy a lettuce and some tomatoes for me. Vacant. There are still vacant rooms. Apportion. The man's property was apportioned among his children after his death. Emotional. Very soon, these differences in adult stress and intonation can influence babies' emotional states and behaviors. Juvenile. The successful prevention of juvenile delinquency requires efforts on the part of the entire society. Status. A woman's status was changed by marriage. Promote. In the early decades of the United States, the agrarian movement promoted the farmer as society's hero. Academic. Recently, universities have become involved with students' emotional lives and their academic lives. Rigor. Everyone has to understand the utmost rigor of the law. Complex. The decision involves a large number of variables with complex relationships. X-ray. The doctor studied the X-rays of her lungs. Franchise. The restaurant is expanding through the sale of franchise. Item. The computer was his largest single item of expenditure. Grip. The kids were totally gripped by the story. Ridiculous. Never have I heard such a ridiculous excuse. Mode. Heat is a mode of motion. Cactus. Cacti are unusual plants, which are adapted to extremely arid and hot environments. Silica. Willful. He was a willful child. Refraction. Refraction in the atmosphere is complicated by the continuous change in density of the air. Fortuitous. They fell in love with each other in a fortuitous meeting. Insight. Lillian Hellman's plays are marked by insight and finesse. Discard. I've discarded all thought of promotion. Concept. I'll give a lecture on the different concepts of political thought. Swift. The current was too swift for boats to cross easily. Noted. These journals contain essays by several noted historians. Release. The government has been working hard to secure the release of the hostages. Propensity. He showed a propensity for violence. Fable. That's a mere fable. Diplomat. The diplomat solved the international problem by negotiating. Mutual. It is this intense mutual engagement that elicits the display of skill and shapes the emerging performance. Odd. He makes the odd mistake. Nothing too serious. Confidant. You keep telling yourself that she is only your confidant. Bureaucracy. When our focus is on action instead of bureaucracy, things will get done quickly and easily. Abate. To abate the noise in big cities is a tough job. Dignify. The ambassador was there to dignify the celebrations. Feign. I think you're right that sense of humor is born in nature which could not be feigned. Melodious. I heard melodious music come from the room. Disastrous. The war was disastrous, and many people lost their homes and families. Complaint. The customer has made a complaint to the manager. Negligent. We learned an important lesson from this incident. One should not be negligent of traffic regulations. Frail. Grandma is old and frail, so I don't think she can travel to Paris with you. Blaze. Luckily, the firefighters were able to control the blaze within a short period of time. Cherish. I will cherish each study opportunity I can get in this company. Snide. I suddenly realized I was deceived by a snide businessman. Empiricism. Logical empiricism was not widely embraced in Britain or the United States. Falter. Trembling with shock, she faltered out a few words of thanks. Mismanage. The manager mismanaged intrinsic conflicts, which had serious consequences for the company. Lust. It's difficult to satisfy his lust for power. Stampede. I don't want to be stampeded into making any hasty decisions. Overnight. The movie was an overnight success. Torpor. In the heat, they sank into a state of torpor. Shed. The huge impact created a vapor that shed out into space and eventually condensed as the moon. Hierarchy. The author puts honesty first in her hierarchy of values. Aluminium. Deplete. Food supplies are quickly depleted. Pattern. World trade patterns are indicative of the important economic issues that confront the world today. Shirk. I will not shirk my share of the responsibility. Dormant. When water is scarce, lichens may become dormant. Quasar. Quasars are the most luminous objects in the universe. Humorous. There are 2 sons and 1 daughter of Joe's marriage in the story. The daughter married a humorous artist and led a happy life in the end. Bolster. The miners bolstered their morale by shouting slogans. Cite. Where in the passage does the author cite the goal of the Academy Institute? Offensive. The offensive team carried the ball closer to the goal. Emerge. Several outstanding musicians emerged as leading jazz artists in Chicago. Tactic. The manager discussed tactics with his colleagues. Awareness. We should increase public awareness of the importance of eating a healthy diet. Distract. The thunderstorm distracted the little boy from his homework. Rehabilitate. San Antonio's leaders rehabilitated existing structures. Blizzard. Because of the raging blizzard, all flights have been canceled. Mold. The higher the clay content in a sample, the more refined and durable the shapes into which it can be molded. Ease. The ease of solving a jigsaw puzzle depends on the design of the picture. Roe. Sturgeons are prized for their blackish roe. Fin. A fin helps fish to keep balance. Mythology. Indian mythology is one of the richest elements of Indian culture, which enriches it further and makes it a unique one in the world. Drastic. What forms of life are able to make such a drastic change in lifestyle? Healing. Honey also contains a variety of minerals and vitamins and has a long history as a healing food. Blush. She blushed furiously at the memory of the conversation. Melodic. Emotional health is evidenced in the voice by free and melodic sounds of the happy. Cubism. Cubism was one of the most influential visual art styles of the early 20th century. Magnet. Both nickel and iron are whitish metals that are attracted by magnets. Pensive. There was a pensive look on her face. Signify. Dark clouds signify that it will rain soon. Aware. People are becoming increasingly aware of national and international issues. Informant. His informants were mid-class professional women. Dubious. I am dubious that a new stove will improve my cooking. Proponent. Proponents of the worksheet procedure believe that it will yield optimal, that is, the best decisions. Narrate. The passage is organized by narrating a story about excellent teachers. Former. I saw my former roommate a year ago. Accredit. The dean in our department will accredit you as his assistant soon. Puddle. You can't tell how deep a puddle is until you step into it. Tragic. Arthur Miller's play Death of a Salesman is a tragic story. Assert. The new generation asserts its own style as the representative American art. Concomitant. However, little is known about the occurrence and prevalence of concomitant infections of the two diseases in mosquito and human populations in these areas.